Mr. Mayor, council people, my name is Jay Wright.
Live in Monroeville.
Thanks, Jay.
I have a couple questions. The first one, I guess, concerns Mr. Ratcher. I'd like to know why we settled with geokinetics.
The reason we settled is because I felt it was in the municipality's best interest, given that there was a lot of risk involved in going to a hearing and having a finding in favor of geokinetics, and essentially having them testing with no regulations whatsoever, which there was a high probability that would happen.
Why?
Well, because they came into us and requested the right to seismic tests before we had an ordinance. So the ordinance would not apply to them.
Sir, we have an ordinance on the books for a weight limit on the roads in Monroeville.
The weight limit's a separate issue.
Well, but we have an ordinance on the books that was a long time ago.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with what you're asking me.
Why not?
Because the weight limit's irrelevant. If there's a weight limit road they can't go onto, that's fine. But with respect to that ordinance did nothing with weight limits. Does nothing with weight limits. It's a,
I disagree, but that's,
okay, well, we'll
that's
disagree.
part of life.
Yeah.
Second thing I'd like to know, when did we ratify this, or when did council approve this?
We're going to ratify it tonight.
Well, when did council approve it?
Council essentially approved it, or there was a meeting of the minds on going ahead with it,
When?
probably around the 22nd of November.
Was there an advertised meeting?
No,
Did I miss something?
no.
I thought according to the Home Rule Charter, you're supposed to have a meeting to approve anything that council votes on. Or maybe I'm,
We're going to vote on it tonight, and if it's not passed, then it's not effective.
but we already said we approved it.
It's a nullity if council doesn't approve it.
Okay. I disagree with that too, okay.
okay.
Third thing I want to bring up, I guess we're talking about a controlled burn in Monroeville, over by my house. A Dr. Aziz has donated a house with asbestos shingles to the fire department if they would burn it, which I have objections with, for a lot of reasons. One is, we have a burn ordinance in Monroeville too. I don't understand how we can burn something when we have a no burn ordinance in Monroeville. If I go in my backyard and take a garbage or drum and burn it, I can be fined. Well, isn't burning a house worse than burning a garbage drum? Just curious.
Well, I'll jump back into the pool here.
Go right ahead.
The burning is really regulated by Allegheny County, the Department of Health.
I know, we
And
talked
the
to them.
Department of Health has regulations where you can apply for a burn permit to burn. So they apply to the county. If the county essentially permits the activity, and they can put conditions on it, whatever, then they're able to burn.
Well, there already is. We've talked to the health department.
Okay.
They're too close to the apartments to burn by the rules unless there's an exception made or something. We know that.
Okay, well then the county's probably not going to give them a permit.
Fire chiefs work together. You're
No.
one, you know that.
I wasn't.
I can tell you.
Come on.
I can tell you that the county's very strict on that.
Yeah,
First
they
of
are,
all,
Jay.
They have to, if the county goes over there and inspects that house and there's asbestos in it, it's not gonna happen unless they get it all stripped out.
Okay.
And-
If there's asbestos run, who takes care of it?
People to come in and take the asbestos out. Now, it depends on what form of asbestos. If it's just the shingles, they can get a contractor, they can do it themselves as long as they're removed and disposed of properly.
Okay, who pays for it?
That's on the property owner. That's totally on the property.
Property
So when
owner,
he gives the
property-
house, he still has to do all that. Who cleans up afterwards?
Also on the property owner.
Property owner.
Okay.
I can tell you there's a house over near the fire academy that the same situation exists right now. And it has been stripped and, everything has been taken out of it. The health department's inspected it twice. I don't know if they've issued the permit yet, but that house has been stripped out of all things that the health department was concerned about.
Okay, I'm just against the burn because that's putting a lot of
Well,
smoke
that's
into a
another
neighborhood.
matter, but I just wanted to tell you about the
Okay.
asbestos.
And I appreciate it. Look, I'm not against fire departments or police departments or anything. Actually, I need all of you, and I'm glad you're here. I just don't think we should be burning a house for a homeowner that should be demolishing it and paying for it himself. Otherwise, you're setting a very bad precedent.
Well, one of the reasons why the fire departments take advantage of when somebody like that donates something to them is because of giving the younger guys actual training. The fire academy does that to a point, but then it doesn't, because it's set up the same all the time. And so when they go into live fire, that home, they're not going to set up and light the whole thing off and just put it out. They're going to set small fires in controlled containers inside.
But still put smoke up in the air, Ron.
Because
And I live right across from it.
I'm just telling you why they're doing
Oh,
it.
no, I understand, but that's why we spent a lot of money for a training center, too.
But what I'm saying to you is that it's not the same as a real situation.
Yeah, but you know what? I was a soldier. Till you get to war, they don't give you bullets to shoot people. I mean, they really don't.
It's an opportunity for them to train, that's what it is.
Yeah, but it's at the expense of the homeowners and the people living around it, which to me is really against. You guys are supposed to be for us. This is our community. This is our council lady, and you guys are supposed to all be for the people of Monroeville. Everybody up here. And if you're doing a burn, that's not for the people of Monroeville.
I don't know that there's been a permit issued yet.
I don't either, but I hope there isn't one. I would hope our council would stop it, if nothing else.
Your point's well taken, Mr. Wright.
We'll see. Thank you very much.
David Mintz.